Thank you. It was a privilege. It was a privilege to hear the speech of His Excellency the Ambassador, and to be reminded of what Zionism is. We know it's in our hearts, but to have it spelled out is good. But there's something else I want to say to you. Having come from here to this Zionist conference, from the UK where Balfour was conceived, to America where Israel was nurtured, to America today, the great supporter of Israel, there's been a close friendship between the United Kingdom and America for at least a century. We may not always like each other's politicians. In fact, we're very frank about the shortcomings of each other's politicians. But it's like a long marriage where there are troubles from time to time. And let me tell you what we like about you. And there are analogies with Israel. We love your philanthropy. We love your sport. We love some of your architecture. We love your music. We love your campuses and your education. We love your culture. We even love your food, quickly. We love your innovations in science. But most of all, we love, because I think you copied us, your independent judiciary, the rule of law, and civil liberties. And if we look to Israel, what do we find? Israel inherited from you and from us civil liberties, independent judiciary, the rule of law, freedom of speech, a great independent system of appointing judges, great law schools, respect for the law. It is surrounded by countries to whom that is utterly foreign. Israel represents, in its region, the best of that very important inheritance from us and from you here in America. You find it nowhere else, and for the next 100 generations, that is what will single out Israel from the rest of the region. And above all of that, we love in the UK the way America stands up for Israel. I came to APAC a couple of years ago, and it was an amazing experience. But what I heard, and I think there were then 6 presidential candidates, we didn't know who it was going to be. Every one of them said something you don't hear in Europe. They all said, America and Israel will stand together for all eternity. And that was heartwarming to me, because we don't hear that in Europe. What we hear is, as you've been told repeatedly in the last 24 hours or so, we hear non-stop criticism of Israel, we hear delegitimization of Israel, we hear the left wing attacking Israel on the left in Britain, we hear sometimes even worse on the right. And I'm afraid Britain does not have a very good record about the way it has left its former mandated or colonial territories. Its colonies in Africa and India and so on have been left to sort things out themselves. So I'm glad in a way, although I feel guilty about not having made Aliyah, I'm glad that there are people like me and people like you around the world to watch out for Israel and protect Israel, not just selfishly knowing it's our haven, but because this is our duty and we love it. And I think that my Zionist upbringing has eventually led me to that conclusion. We who are not in Israel, we stand by Israel's side, we do what we can. And I should explain what I am. I'm a member of the House of Lords, which is roughly like your Senate, except we get appointed for life, which is really very nice. There's a lot of us going around on Zimmer frames and not in such good shape, but still, we are the Senate. And I am an independent member. About a quarter of us are independent. In other words, I represent the bipartisan approach in myself, because I'm not Labour, I'm not Conservative, I am an independent member. And I use that voice to speak about Israel. The House of Lords spends a lot of time speaking about Israel, but I will go back refreshed by the spirit I hear here, invigorated by the wise words of His Excellency the Ambassador, to put that case for Zionism in the House of Lords. So thank you for giving me that. and together we will continue to defend Israel.